standard bass line trick. That's Julie and Lucy's.
Oh, is that your signature?
That's our little signature.
That's cute.
That's our brand.
That's so cute.
It ain't a two. 1, 2. Happy people don't cheat. Happy people don't lie. They don't judge or hold a grudge. They don't criticize. Happy people don't hate. Happy people don't steal. 'Cause all the hurt sure ain't worth all the guilt they feel. If you wanna know the secret, can't buy it, gotta make it. You ain't ever gonna be it by taking someone else's away. Never take it for granted. You don't have to understand it. Here's to whatever puts a smile on your face. Whatever makes you happy, people. Happy people don't fail. Happy people just learn. They don't think they're above the push and shove. They just wait their turn. Oh, they always got a hand, oh, a dollar to spare. They know the golden rule and what you're going through, even though they've never been there. If you wanna know the secret, can't buy it, gotta make it. You ain't ever gonna be it by taking someone else's away. Never take it for granted. You don't have to understand it. Here's to whatever puts a smile on your face. Whatever makes you happy, people. Always easy to find. They're the ones that you want standing by your side. No time for greed. If they need some, give them a slice, and we'll all be happy people. Well, life is short and love is rare, and we all deserve to be happy while we're here. Woo! It's great to be here on Sunday, surrounded by happy people. Good morning. I'm Claudia Carawan, and joined on the stage today by Julie Fulcher Davis, of course, and our guest artist, Eileen Edmonds. So glad to have her back again. Yes. And so glad that all of you are here. Let us stand together and affirm in song what we know to be true. God is good and all is well. 1, 2, Here we go. What a wonderful morning, beyond compare. I feel God's loving presence everywhere, and I am filled by love profound. In a world where many miracles abound, in the garden of my soul, I am happy, healing, whole. I know that God is good and all is well. In the garden of my soul, I am happy, healing, whole. I know that God is good and all is well. Please be seated.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. For those I haven't met before, my name is Susan Green, and among a few other things, one of my favorite roles here is as a prayer chaplain and prayer chaplain coordinator, and it occasionally allows me to speak on Sunday. So the reason I'm speaking this morning, however, is because Reverend Patty cannot be with us today. You may know that she lives with her sister, Annie, and her brother-in-law, Tim. And yesterday, Tim passed away suddenly. And so she asked me if I would fill in for her today. So I think that it would be nice for us to take a moment right now to just get centered, to breathe. And let's have a moment of silence while we just picture her, her sister, the rest of the family. And just send love, just feel love for her. See that wonderful smiling face of Patty's. Quiet. Thank you. So we surround her in our peace and our love. I welcome you all, and those of you on YouTube live streaming this morning, to Unity of Bon Air, where we live and express unconditional love and grow together in peace and prosperity. Now, whether this is your first time or your 100th, how many have been here 100 times? Okay, so you too. However many times it's been, we're very blessed and grateful that you're joining us together this morning to participate in this special time together. We've come together as part of love's divine purpose that calls us forth to celebrate the connection that we all share through the holy presence that's within and all around us that we call God. And it's in this spirit of community that we unfold in light and in love all spiritual and religious gatherings and people everywhere. We especially welcome anyone who may have come in here for the first time. We have welcome packets that our ushers can hand you if you'll raise your hand if you're here for the first time. Okay, we're all family again, so I'm glad you're here. As you know, new or not, we have excellent fellowship coffee afterwards, and it's a great time to share together and to support each other in our community, so I hope you'll join us there. If you're online with us for the first time, we invite you to go to our website at unitybonair.org and learn about all the events and things that are going on there. So now I invite us into an opening prayer. So I'll ask you again to just get settled. Soften your eyes or close them. Take a breath in and release it slowly as you allow yourself to relax into your seat. Taking another breath, relaxing, allowing your mind to focus on your heart. Focus on love, on your light, which is the presence and the power of God. Even in the midst of any difficulty or sorrow, this light of our divine nature is always shining in us, healing, restoring. Picture your loving, healing radiance pouring out from your heart. Picture it. Use your power of imagination. See it filling the space that we are in, merging with each other. No matter where we are, here, present, online, there's no separation in spirit. So we've created a healing field of light and love. And into this mighty healing field of light and love, we bring Reverend Patty, her sister Annie. We bless Tim on his transition, on his way back to spirit. And we bless the rest of their family. We also bring into this field of healing, love, those whose names are in our prayer box, and especially Frank and Manny, we've been supporting in prayer. We also bring into this radiance all of our brothers and our sisters and all of the children everywhere present around this planet. We send our love. We send our light and love to any person anywhere dealing with illness, fear, sadness due to any of the circumstances taking place in our world today. We lift up all of the leaders of our world in gratitude for their strong, positive, and inclusive leadership. We enfold our earth into this healing presence in gratitude for what it provides us, and we set our intention to preserve and protect it. If there are other names of family or friends or circumstances that may be on your heart or your mind today, you're invited to say those names silently or aloud into this healing light of love. Speak them now. We pray for each and every one, their highest and their greatest good, affirming comfort, strength, and peace for each and every one. It is done. And in gratitude for this mighty healing that we have claimed that is taking place, we affirm together 3 times, I am grateful. Together, I am grateful, I am grateful, I am grateful. And so it is. And so now let's affirm together our statement of truth. There is only one presence and one power active in the universe and in my life, God, the omnipotent good. So each Sunday of the month, we have a special feature. And on the 3rd Sunday of the month, we call it a heart share. And this morning, sharing with us is Julie Fulcher-Davis, who is an amazing woman in my humble opinion. She's got a voice that's amazing. She's a percussionist. She is a writer, producer, stage director. She's so many things, I can't think of them all. And I love her. Julie.
Thank you, Susan. I feel the exact same way about you, and I see all of that in you. Reverend Patty asked me to share a little bit about what unity means to me, and I wrote some notes down, but I thought, I want to share heart to heart. So I've asked Holy Spirit to move through me. We never know what that means, but so I come to you heart to heart this morning. And I came into unity kind of sideways because I was in my 20s and I was deep into the suffering and the pain of the human experience, far beyond what being in your 20s really means in that part of in the suffering. But I really felt like I didn't belong here. There were some things going on inside of me that I was trying to love and accept, and a lot of society and my family and the church that I grew up in told me that I was not worthy. So I came into the church sideways because my friend R.L. Rousey, who happened to be the music director at Unity of Richmond, said, "Hey, you got to come sing at this great church." And I'm like, "Okay, yeah." So I'm heading into this singing gig this morning, and I walked into this building, and this overwhelming feeling came over me that I had all of a sudden come home. And I did my singing gig, and this thought kept coming to me, you need to stay connected to this place because you know that you're supposed to be there. And I kind of tumbled around for, a few more years probably. And God has this really great way of putting you in the place that you belong. A few years later, I found myself more involved in the music program at Unity of Richmond. And then as I started to be in this routine of being there, I began to open up. And I found ways to rebuild that spiritual musculature and that connection that I had known as a child that was so mystical and so powerful that we were all a part of just something that was amazing and beyond us. And so unity is a profound and pivotal part of my life because it brought me home. And I can stand in a place of knowing that I am this magnificent light. And I know this to the point that I know that you are. We are all this magnificent light, beings of light that is part of something that is so much greater than this human experience offers us. And I'm not so evolved that I'm immune to the human experience. There are days when I go, wow, what was that? And you feel that tinge of that pain of the human experience. But because I found my way into a unity church, I know that I am so much more than that human experience. And this building offers a physical sanctuary to me. There are classes, there are ways to be of service. I get to be a part of this amazing music team and make music. And so unity is so much a part of who I am today, and I'm so grateful for that. So thank you for letting me have this time and share this with you.
Thank you, Julie. That was beautiful. And now we have a congregational song.
That's right. Let's all stand. Today we're going to sing, I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the One. One, two, here we go. Sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the One. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the One. I am opening, I am opening, I am opening, I am opening, I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the One. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the One. I am opening, I am opening, I am opening, I am opening, I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the One. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the One. I am opening, surrender. I am opening, I am opening, surrender. I am opening, I am opening, I am opening. I'm opening, I'm opening. Good morning.
Let's try that again. Good morning, Unity. My name is Jim Lakin, and I'm a former board member and jack of all trades, master of none. And first off, I'd like to just say thanks to some of the men who came out here and moved some dirt the other day. And one woman, yes, right, Tina Huckle came out, and I tell you, she's a force to be reckoned with. But thanks to Howard, to Rusty, to Ed Hayes, to Bernard and Josh, we got it done. So if you got a chance, go walking through the garden, because there's all kinds of little things popping open there. Although they're probably like me, you know. With this kind of weather, you go, should I come out or not? You know, you don't know. So, transformational opportunities. We've got fellowship coffee after the service today. And our meditation gardens are open, as I mentioned there. And next Saturday, we have a celebration of life for Renata Sablowski, okay? And that is at 1 o'clock, I believe. So that's here in the sanctuary. So we invite you, if you know Renata, she was one who worked in the garden there and had some struggles this past year and has moved on. Also, on March 31st, we're going to have Armand and Angelina. Some of you may be familiar with them, but they are performers, and they do flute and music and harp and all kinds of things. And the show starts at 7 p.m. on the 31st there. And then on Saturday, April 1st, we're going to have a celebration for Paula Davis. And many of you may know Paula. She's been around for a number of years. She's going to be celebrating her 80th year. So that celebration is going to be here also, and that starts at 1 p.m. also. There is an RSVP outside in the sanctuary that you can sign up. Also, on Sunday, April 2nd, Armand and Angelina will be here, and their message for our service, and then an angel harp sacred sound meditation workshop at 12:45. So that should be interesting. On April 2nd, it's also the last day to sign up for the talent night. If you have any questions about that, please contact Claudia. She's kind of coordinating that, and we should have a wide variety of talented people. So there are many opportunities for transformational activities. So keep notice in your bulletin and also on the website. And now we come to today's daily word. Today's daily word is comfort. I find comfort in expressions of love. Speaking the words, I love you, provides comfort for an aching heart and peace in times of uncertainty. Today, I open my heart to these loving expressions as a soothing balm for distress or grief. When I am concerned about another, love centers me in the truth that all is in divine order. No matter how circumstances appear, I enfold the people I care about in a sphere of love, encircling them in peace and protection. When I am troubled, I find comfort in others' loving words. I surround myself with those who offer solace in my time of need. I find encouragement in their kindness and compassion. As we share of ourselves in kind and loving ways, we hearten spirits and bolster faith, giving comfort to ourselves and others. Today's scripture reading is from 2 Thessalonians 2:17. Comfort your hearts and strengthen them in every good work and word. And now I would ask you to, with me, affirm today's affirmation. I find comfort in expressions of love. Now, if we'll all do that 3 times together. I find comfort in expressions of love. I find comfort in expressions of love. I find comfort in expressions of love. Thank you.
When you're weary and feeling small, when tears are in your eyes, I'll dry them all. I'm on your side. Oh, when times get rough and friends just can't be found, like a bridge over troubled water, I will lay me down like a bridge over troubled water. I will lay me down. When you're down and out, when you're on the street, when evening falls so hard, I will comfort you. I'll take your part. Oh, when darkness comes and pain is all around, like a bridge over troubled water, I will lay me down like a bridge over troubled water. I will lay me down. Sail on, silver girl, sail on by. Your time has come to shine. All your dreams are on their way. See how they shine. Oh, if you need a friend, I'm sailing right behind, like a bridge over troubled water.
you very much. Eileen Edmonds.
That was absolutely wonderful. Thank you, Eileen and Julie and Claudia. So I was very honored yesterday that Patty would ask me on short notice to take over this morning for her. It takes me at least a week to write a message. So I went into the Susan Green Message Archives and selected one, dusted it off, updated it, banking on short memories in here. So back then it was titled Open Sesame. Today it is Open Sesame, Take Two. So in 1896, Emily Cady, 12 essays of hers were published in a book called Lessons in Truth. There's a passage in one of those chapters on faith that resonated with me then and still does now, so I want to share that with you. She wrote, Jesus recognized the unchangeable truth that the supply of every want awaits demand. When he said, ask and you will receive, he was simply stating an unalterable truth. She went on to write, he knew that the instant we ask, we touch a secret spring which starts its way toward us the good that we want. He knew there need not be any coaxing or pleading about it. Our asking is simply our complying with an unfailing law which is bound to work. There's no escape from it. She said, desire in the heart is always God tapping at the door of your consciousness with infinite supply. A supply, hear this, that is forever useless unless there's a demand for it. Forever useless unless there's a demand for it. Now, I think we would all agree electricity is a pretty wonderful thing. But it's useless unless you place a demand on it. You have to open the circuit. You have to plug in the lamp, and you have to flip the switch, right? You don't sit around practicing old beliefs about the grace of God, waiting on a divine favor to come in and turn on your lamp. It just doesn't work that way. Electricity doesn't favor one of us over another, and neither does God. We have to do our part. The Unity Daily Word once had an article in it written by Michael Beckwith, many of you know as the founder, spiritual director of the Agape International Spiritual Center in Beverly Hills. He wrote, the beautiful thing about the spiritual evolutionary process is that it takes place right on the altar of your own being, just you and your higher self communing as one. He went on to say, and I'm paraphrasing, that through prayer we begin to know our oneness with Source, and we become willing to surrender to its ongoing vision and guidance for us. This willingness, he says, to surrender requires our readiness, commitment, patience, and intentionality. We have to do it on purpose. We don't just trip over our feet into it. The way we put a demand on the supply of our good is to claim it intentionally and to claim it affirmatively. And that means not through begging or pleading. Unity leader Eric Butterworth said, prayer is not conditioning God with your needs, begging for handouts from heaven. Rather, prayer is conditioning your life with the activity of God. So I'm encouraging you to stop saying, please God, because it pleases God to give you the kingdom, to give you your good. Ralph Waldo Emerson compiled a book of essays titled Self-Reliance. Anyone ever seen that one? In it he wrote, as soon as man is at one with God, he will not beg. It's important to note Emerson used the term God to mean not a person like deity, but rather an abstract power. He believed this power permeates every atom of the universe and that it is a single, unified, organic system of the one. Does that leave any of us out? I don't think so. And Emerson, as the book title, Self-Reliance, implies, knew that we had to take responsibility to put a demand on that supply of all that is, to intentionally claim our good. So what are some ways we can put a demand on the supply? One of them is to spend time in your day in quiet communion with the divine that's within you. Listening to messages at Unity and reading books and hearing messages on Sunday, guided meditation, praying with a prayer chaplain. These are all wonderful things to do, and they're part of our spiritual education and our evolution. But to deeply acknowledge the one presence and the one power and claim your good requires we spend some time in prayerful, meditative silence. And I know it really well, sitting quietly can be difficult for the human mind. A lot of us are very caught up in the busyness of life, but as Reverend Chris Chenoweth wrote, life itself comes out of the stillness. To hear the still small voice is to connect with Source. Many years ago, I was in a class on unity prayer. We were given an assignment to create our very own daily word. I apparently was multitasking vigorously then, as I still do, because I chose to write about knowing what is mine to do and to practice self-care. So the word of that day, for my daily word I chose, was wisdom. And this is what I wrote. I go through my days busily tending to my job, my family, my church, and a multitude of other tasks. I see myself as in service to Spirit in these things, but wonder if I'm on the right track. I go in prayer daily and claim that God reveals to me what it is I need to know about my purpose here and what is mine to do in this lifetime. Ideas come and ideas go. Is this it? Have I figured out what it is I'm to do to manifest the Christ in me? How will I know it's right? The realization comes that I must ask and then just be in the silence. Jesus went apart from the distractions to be with his Father. So I take time each day just to get quiet. I go to my heart space where I know I can hear Spirit clearly in the form of pure ideas. When I listen from this place, what I hear will ring pure and true, and there will be no doubt about what is mine to do. This is wisdom. The affirmation I wrote was, I ask what is mine to do, and then I listen through the ear of my heart. Another way to place a demand on this infinite supply is through asking and believing. Having faith, this is also a daily practice. In Mark 11:24, we are taught, so I tell you, whatever you ask for in prayer, believe that you've received it and it will be yours. There's no mincing of words right there. It will be yours. Eric Butterworth also said, don't pray to God, but pray from the consciousness of God. First of all, be still and know that I am. You don't have to reach God. You have to reach yourself. God within you. You have to wake up. The end of his quote. You have to place the demand. You have to ask, you have to believe, you have to have faith. Not in a deity out there, faith in yourself. In your divine inheritance, in your power, as Jesus said, to do all the things he would do, and what? More. Even greater things, more. Yes. So when you ask and you believe, your divine power to accomplish great things suddenly finds no obstruction in you. You are moving in the divine flow of what you want and are ready to receive, and you expect it. So here we are on the heels of St. Patrick's Day, So it seems only appropriate I share a story about a guy in Ireland. So this guy, he understood the power of ask and it will be yours, so he was being careful what he asked for. So one day, as the story goes, Father Murphy walks into a pub and says to the first man he saw, "Do you want to go to heaven?" And the man said, "Yes, I do, Father." He says, "Well, go stand right over there." And then Father Murphy walked up to another guy and he says, "Do you want to go to heaven?" The man said, "Yes, I do, Father." He says, "Well, then go stand over there." Well, then Father Murphy asked O'Toole, "Do you want to go to heaven?" He said, No, I don't want to." The priest said, "I don't believe that. You mean when you die, you don't want to go to heaven?" And O'Toole said, "Oh, you mean when I die? I thought you were getting a group up to go right now." So the title of the message is Open Sesame. Some of you might recall the story of Ali Baba and the 40 Thieves in the Arabian Nights tales. In the story, Ali Baba is a very poor woodcutter. And there's this group of thieves who have hidden treasures in a cave. And to be able to get into the cave, you have to say, "Open Sesame." Well, Ali Baba overheard that one time, and so he was able to go and get into the cave and get some of those treasures. Open Sesame became a popular phrase, and it took on meanings like a free, unrestricted means of access. And although there have been a lot of theories about the origin of the phrase that the author intended, one of them was not that he meant to say, "Open, says me." But for the purpose of my message to you today, that's exactly what I suggest we practice. To access the treasures of your unlimited supply from the divine for the good in your life, go in prayer, ask for what you want, and declare, "Open, says me," and open the flow of good to you. Don't be wishy-washy. You are endowed with the powers of life, strength, and zeal. Say it with me. Open, says me. Open, says me. Doesn't that feel good? You can do that. So do this in your quiet time as you go within with spirit, and then listen. Do it routinely. Do it often. You don't have to carve out a day, a time in the day. I've stopped listening to the radio in my car when I'm alone. It's a great time to say, what is mine to do? And listen. And watch the traffic. But don't close your eyes. Pray without ceasing, and you may be amazed at what can happen in your life. Mariah Carey sang the song Hero. So in the context of Open Says Me, listen to these lyrics again. There's an answer if you reach into your soul. And then a hero comes along with the strength to carry on, and you cast your fears aside, and you know you can survive. So when you feel like hope is gone, look inside you and be strong. And you'll finally see the truth that a hero lies in you. The hero is in you. Call it out. If you don't already have a practice, start today, even just a few minutes a day. Maybe set your clock 5 minutes sooner in the morning to just stop and be one with the one. I listened to a presentation one time by the leadership guru Ken Blanchard. He was doing a lecture on leading like Jesus. He talked about the importance of taking on habits like Jesus. 2 of them were to go apart from the distractions, and the other was to pray. He says, however, our days can be so filled and frantic, and he points out that we start every day in a panic because we are awakened by an alarm clock. He says, which wakes up first in you, your external task-oriented self or your internal sacred self? He says he now calls his clock an opportunity clock because it's an opportunity when he wakes up to just stay in the bed or sit on the side of the bed and commune with the One to be grateful for another day. You can do that too. We can all do that. So don't let the amazing, unlimited supply of your good go to waste. Call on it, listen to it, listen for it, live it, and express your gratitude. And I think you'll be glad you did. Namaste.
Thank you.
And now I'll turn it back over to music for a prelude into our time of meditation.
I make space for myself. I take time for myself every day. I make time to give of myself, to love of myself. It's my time. I'm feeding my soul. I'm feeding my soul. I'm feeding my soul every day. I'm loving myself. I'm loving myself in this way. I make space for myself. I take time for myself every day in little ways. I make time to give to myself, to love myself. It's my time. I'm feeding my soul. I'm feeding my soul. I'm feeding my soul every day. I'm loving myself. I'm loving myself in this way. I'm loving myself. I'm loving myself in this way.
So as we move into meditation, I invite you, if you have not already, to close or soften your eyes. Beautiful music and words have already brought our minds to a peaceful place. Take a full breath in and slowly release it as you relax and feel peace and focus on your heart. You make space for yourself. You choose in each moment to remember who you really are. You are precious. You are unlimited and free. You are whole and wonderful just as you are. You are one of a kind. You love yourself. The choice to know this is all yours. You are created in the image of the divine. No one else can create you any differently without your permission. In your mind, silently affirm these things after me. I love myself. I am precious. I am unlimited. I make space for myself. I nurture and feed my soul. You are one with all that is, and you radiate the light and the love of Source in every moment. You are the one who unleashes your spiritual powers. You are strong in spirit. You take time in the quiet daily, time in the sacred place of your heart, where you hear what is yours to do, where you hear how much you are loved and that you are powerful beyond measure. And now we will move into the silence for a few moments as you focus on your heart. Open up your spiritual ears to hear and know without a doubt that you are loved in the silence. As we return gently from the silence, you commit to make space for yourself, to visit this place often, to hear without distraction, to feed your soul. I invite you now to softly affirm aloud, together with me, I love myself. I love myself. I am unlimited. I make space for myself. I nurture and feed my soul. I am one with the one and all is well. I am grateful. And so it is. All right. Now is the time in our service for our tithes and our love offerings. And I invite you, if you have a physical offering with you, to hold it in your hands or hold it in your heart as we repeat our blessing. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God, for the joy of giving and receiving. Thank you.
You know there's a light that glows by the front door. Don't forget the keys under the mat, or the childhood stars shine. Always stay humble and kind. Go to church 'cause your mama says to. Visit grandpa every chance that you get. it won't be wasted time. Always stay humble and kind. Hold the door, say please, say thank you. Don't steal, don't cheat, and don't lie. Know you've got your mountains to climb, but always stay humble and kind. When the dreams you're dreaming come to you, when the work you put in is realized, let yourself feel the pride, but always stay humble and kind. Don't expect a free ride from no one. Don't hold a grudge or a chip, and here's why. Bitterness keeps you from flying. Always stay humble and kind. Hold the door, say please, say thank you. Don't steal, don't cheat, and don't lie. Know you've got your mountains to climb, but always stay humble and kind. When the dreams you're dreaming come to you, when the work you put in is realized, let yourself feel the pride, but always stay humble and kind. When it's hot, eat a root beer, a popsicle, shut off the AC and put the windows down. Let that summer sun shine, and always stay humble and kind. Now don't take for granted the love this life gives you. When you get where you're going, turn around and help the next one in line. Always stay humble and kind. It won't be a waste of time. Always stay humble and kind.
All right, our ushers come forward. Let's bless these gifts. We're so very grateful for these gifts, and remembering that the gift and the giver are one, we send these gifts forward to expand the love and the joy and the prosperity consciousness within this community, in Richmond, and around the world. We affirm together 3 times, I am grateful. Together, I am grateful, I am grateful, I am grateful. And so it is. Thank you, ushers. I'd like to ask our prayer chaplains to please stand. I happen to think these are just the best people on the planet, and they're here to pray with you. And every prayer is kept in confidence. Also, I want to acknowledge all the amazing people it took to make this happen today, starting at the front door with our board members who were greeting you, with our bookstore team, Marcy and Safari, with the people who have prepared beautiful food for you. I think it was Marva, Lapriel, Sharon, and I don't know, but at least them. So we're grateful for them. And for Claudia and Julie, and my goodness, Eileen. Yes, thank you. And Carrie and Dan back there, and thank you very much. And Jim and me, and here we are. We got it done. So let's bless us all. We love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the Christ you are, and we see you doing amazing things. All right, we're welcoming in our youth.
Walking as the light, as the light, as the light. We are walking as the light of God. As the light, 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 as the light of
God. Good morning, everyone. I want to thank Janet Pitts for helping with us today. So Janet had the littles, and they did some puzzles. They worked on puzzles and building most of the day today, so that was great. And read some books. Good. Our older kids, we read the story of Punchinelli and the Green Nose. And so the story's about how everybody in this one town decided they wanted to look alike and have a green nose. And what to do when you didn't want a green nose, or if you didn't want to be like everybody else. And then they drew pictures or made themselves with Legos, showing what they thought people saw from the outside, and then decorated it with how they felt from the inside, and how important it was to be unique and different. So that was our class today. So I hope they had fun. And I think that's it for today. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Melody. So let's give our blessing to our children and our teachers. We love you. We bless you. We appreciate you. And we behold the Christ you are. And we see you doing amazing things. All right. So let's all stand now and have our prayer for protection, followed by the peace song. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. Take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on